So Moriah Mills is the adult film actress that has, well, let's just say, made Zion Williamson even a bigger story than he is the last few days. As trade rumors circulate around Zion Williamson, and we'll get into that over the course of the night, she has gotten upset at him after he tweeted out a picture of himself and his girlfriend as a baby reveal. He and his girlfriend are having a baby. Moriah Mills, not happy. Going on social media saying, I was just with Zion, they had just had sex, and now here he is.
There's a lot of other details.
Yeah, lots of other details.
It's too early for those.
But we knew, hey, we were together, I can't believe you did this, all of these different things. Hey, what? It's like what? Oh,
wrong button.
All right, Frostberg hit the wrong button there.
Oh, good.
So she puts out, hey, I'm upset with this, Zion. And then she put out messages that Zion was talking about trying to pay for her to come live in New Orleans. And how much would it cost for me to put you up in a place where you can be, my girl on the side. And that became a big story. Now, today, she goes on social media and says, Pelicans should trade him because the sex tape is going to come out soon. And she repeatedly threatened Zion Williamson with the release of a sex tape. And after a while, Twitter decides, after the seventh or eighth time, Twitter has banned Moriah Mills from social media.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get this
banned
straight.
From social media.
Now, on social media, on any given day, I can scroll through and see any type of conspiracy and rhetoric and hate and vitriol.
Sure.
But the fact that she may or may not have a sex tape with Zion Williamson or multiple sex tapes, that's a suspendable offense.
Elon Musk is a Pelicans fan?
You always say Adam Silver doesn't do anything. Did he make the call? Did he order the code red? Nobody wants to see this.
We got to get Moriah Mills also. Because she threatened him 7 times.
Oh, yeah.
The sex tape is coming. The sex tape is coming. Wait, don't get ready for it. Get ready. Pelicans, you should trade him.
He doesn't deserve to be in New Orleans.
Suddenly, she's like Woj, like an NBA insider. Whoa, a sex tape is coming. Is there a trade coming? All of it. My goodness. But, I'm seeing this unfold now, and I just go, oh, my God, the guy can't stay on the floor. He may be traded. And now, dealing with this situation, which is crazy. And, look, it seems like it's one of those, hey, man, you make your own, everybody makes their own decisions in life, right? You're an adult. You get to a point where you're getting paid a lot of money you make your own decisions, right? You make your own decisions. Yeah. But here's a situation where this is where I don't want to say I feel sympathy for stars. And look, do I feel sympathy for Zion? This is going on, and here's what he's got going on. I got a pregnant girlfriend, and here's an adult film actress who says there's a sex tape.
Yeah, I don't pretend to know any man's or a woman's relationships and how things work.
I do feel for stars in that relationships they have, they can't just have relationships like you and I do. Right? Because of social media, because there's always people who want things in relationships. And look, this is not where I'm saying one of them is right and one of them's wrong. I'm not saying that because I don't know the ins and outs of Zion Williamson's relationship with Moriah Mills.
Oh, I do.
You do? Well, you do really?
Well, you just said the ins
and outs. A lot of what have you.
I see. See that?
Yeah, you laid that up and he went and dunked it like Zion used to.
That was when he was on the court.
That was warm-up Zion.
Warm-up Zion. Hey, there's another 360 for the good people.
Jumping off his
playing tonight? Hell no.
But I do get that, boy, it's very difficult because if things go sideways, stuff like this happens because there's nothing to stop this from happening. Okay, if you wind up not treating me right or things go, like I said, however it goes, if it happens for you and I, it's okay. Well, hey, this didn't go well. What happened? Well, I was dating this one girl, and then, she was pregnant. They were going to be together, but I was actually stepping out with another girl, and we were kind of hooking up, and she found out, and she was mad. Oh, it was just a mess. Yeah, but then you move on, right? Now, this plays out in front of the entire world. The entire world knows Zion Williamson's business and Moriah Mills. So part of it is, I feel that, I understand you can't have that regular kind of relationship because it's, if there's always, how is it going to end? How do we deal with it? This is why Derek Jeter has gift bags all the time.
But that's part of it.
At Jetersburg. It's wonderful.
Rules of engagement and recognizing who you're with. And where if it does go south, it's not going to be all over the socials as opposed to just a little bit of chatter with her girlfriends over coffee or some mimosas on Sunday brunch. No, here I'm trying to decipher what all the emojis were and everything. But there's a dragon, and a tiger, and a candle.
Okay, so apparently she watches House of the Dragon, and
there's a tongue,
Tiger King,
and what looks like a drop of blood. Disease, and
Lion and Drop of Blood. She just watched the trailer for Craven. That's it. Lion Drop. Okay, go ahead. I explained that. Go ahead.
Well, and the tiger's there too, though, because the tiger would have been Charlie Sheen, so she's going back to that.
You're going back to
that's a while.
All right, very good. Okay,
she would go back to
Adonis DNA, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Talking about sleepless nights.
Yeah,
talking about spitting and mouths. And
why were they sleepless, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you.
I think the sleepless nights were the fun part. I think this part is not fun.
I mean, he had those, and now he has these. Right, sleepless nights, and maybe now it's a little more of the King Diamond variety, where you're a little scared of what you might find.
Man, I'll tell you. So again, I understand how hard. Just think about that for a second. How hard it is for anybody. When there's a breakup in Hollywood, there's always a race because no one wants to be the person be known as the bad guy. And then you get situations like this where it's like, dude, your dirty laundry is out everywhere for everybody, man. Come on, dude, you got it.
And he started yelling, "We were out of break!"
Oh man. There's also a race to be the next one in line, though, too.
No, it's true.
Is there?
Oh, in Hollywood? Oh, yeah.
No, I thought you meant with Zion. I think they want to see where he winds up first. So I ask you this. Last hour we had the Zion Williamson, Moriah Mills conversation.
Yeah.
She's banned from Twitter after threatening to out Zion with a sex tape. The adult film star said they were having sex, and she was very upset that he had a gender reveal with his girlfriend. It's been a big drama.
A lot of promises to move her and set her up and all of that stuff. Yeah.
And TJ, there were definitely promises in the dark, TJ.
Wow.
So,
nicely done.
Now the big question is, with Zion Williamson, we've seen this, going into the NBA draft, are we really going to see Zion get traded by Thursday? And I know that there's a few people who have weighed in on it and said, oh yeah, definitely getting traded. Bill Simmons had a big thing. And I know people, I've talked to people that said Zion Williamson's absolutely getting traded by Thursday. How?
I like that. I like when he used the term grifter. I got on top of that story.
Yeah.
Anything else is
hey, Harry and Meghan are grifters, and Zion's getting traded on Thursday. It's kind of like Larry King. It's kind of I'm just gonna go one from one thing to another. Here we go. If you see one movie all year, make it The Man with One Red Shoe.
Did you get canceled? The famous interaction with Seinfeld.
But the thing is that I can't see it happening because, again. How? For Zion Williamson to get traded, if the Pelicans are going to move on from Zion, who they made the centerpiece of their franchise and who was in the first year of a huge max deal, right? 5 years, $193 million. They're not just going to give him away. They're not going to cut bait and say, okay, we just got to get rid of the guy. No, we signed him even though we were stupid, and we signed a guy that couldn't stay healthy and said, yes, we're still going to give you this money. So they're not going to give him away. Would a team take a shot on Zion Williamson if the Pelicans were desperate? Yes, 100%, but they're not. So no team is going to meet the Pelicans' price of what they want. If you're a team that wants Zion Williamson, are you really going to give up things that you are building your team with, big assets to go get him? No, because the guy's a complete dice roll. Not only is he someone who can't stay healthy, has proven he can't stay healthy, he's got this knuckleheaded stuff with Moriah Mills hanging over him. He's having a kid. He's hooking up with an adult film star and potentially flying her, whatever it's going to be. Zion's you're not really trading for at a high point right now. So anybody that wants Zion is going to lowball the Pelicans. So when you combine that, the Pelicans want to get max value for him, and any team that wants Zion isn't going to give it up because they're not going to go crazy and trade their franchise, a couple of franchise players, whatever it is, to go get Zion because you don't know how the guy's going to pan out. Tell me how he's going to get traded exactly. Short of the Pelicans saying we just have to get rid of the guy, but that's not going to happen. So I don't see how that happens by Thursday. It's nice in theory, and I don't doubt for a second that the Pelicans are pissed at Zion, and maybe this is one of those, hey, we'll trade you by Thursday if you don't, we'll trade you by Thursday. Hey, we need some things from you. I don't care if he doesn't have a good relationship with the Pelicans. They could trade him someplace worse where he might not want want to go at all. We know where you don't want to go. We'll trade you there. So I don't know that this is one of those cases where Zion's getting traded as much as this was the team using the media to get a message out that Zion, you think things are tough now? Wait till you see where we can trade you. And when it comes to, you don't know where you could wind up. And you may not love New Orleans right now, but we just gave you a lot of money. And we could send you someplace you really don't want to go, man. You could go into the Hoth of the NBA. You can go someplace you're just on an outer rim for years and years until your rookie contract is up, or you can get healthy and start playing again. So I just don't see how. Again, in theory, I see why they put it out there and what they're trying to accomplish, but it seems like it's more of a scare tactic because I just don't see how both sides meet and Zion gets traded.
5 years, $194 million, annual average salary of nearly $39 million for Zion. Obviously, when you look at that squad, who would you rather have? Well, you'd rather have Brandon Ingram. So while he may not be the end game, we've seen him perform really well at times in pressure situation. We don't know what he would do on the biggest stage with them, but in another space, when you look at his contract, what is he at? 5 years, 158, and far more reliable in terms of getting himself onto the court and giving you production. Going through the Zion Williamson, he's missed more games than he's played since coming into the league. So that's the difficult part of this, where you're going, all right, we're kind of desperate either to get him on the court and get him to understand, and there's reports of friction within the locker room that he's not quite on the same page. Well, he's not there, so how can he be? Right? He's around, and he did warm-ups, and we talked about the dunks and warm-ups, all of those, and then he would get another DNP. It's like, well, where are we? And we never really got a good read, even going back to the prior season, when down the stretch it was like, well, they're contending, so maybe they activate him. Like, well, but if they activate him and have to give him minutes, it disrupts the chemistry and everything that had been built. When you look at Ingram, career best, 24.7 points per game this last year. Career best, 48.4% from the field, 5'5", 5'8", and rebounds and assists, and gives you 34 minutes a night. Now, only played 45 games, so you're in the same boat, when you're saying, all right, am I getting a full season? What's a full season constitute? So when it comes to the Zion side of the equation, it's can you find another team with a distressed property? Knicks. And a guy whose salary matches up.
Julius Randle. Sorry, I'm trying to sneeze there for a second. I should have just turned the mic off.
That's where the obvious leap is of, all right, get him to New York. Maybe there's a motivation that kicks in to be playing in that market with that squad, with Jalen Brunson, and to get back on track. And for Julius Randle, we've seen it time and again in big moments, playoff moments. He's not that guy. Even though he was a third-team All-NBA guy, when you needed him, Randy Van Warmer, he left you. Mm-hmm. Just when you needed him most.
Yeah.
So desperation for desperation could be the case here to get Zion out of town. I think David Griffin and everybody associated with the Pelicans front office would love nothing more than to see Zion actually on the court and performing for them. But that might be a little too late for that process. So if you can go get some sort of equity in the trade market, you go do it.
Yeah, I just can't see how. I just can't see how you're
all it takes is one.
I know, but right? I just can't see how, knowing everything going on. Oh, we're going to trade from with all this Moriah Mills stuff going on too. Not
what is it?
But it's that you can't stay on the field and
on the
court and you have
the second thing is just I don't want to say it's just a joke.
No, it's
because obviously they're but it's
hey, we're really not sure about doing that. But now that's the cherry on top. Okay, now we're really not doing it.
It's just like, what are you doing?
Now we're really not doing it.